Welcome to Zurich, Switzerland's shimmering lakeside jewel and the quiet powerhouse of Europe. This is a city where crystal-clear water mirrors snow-capped Alps, where medieval spires rise beside gleaming glass towers, and where precision meets poetry in every single detail. Zurich nestles at the northern tip of its namesake lake, cradled by gentle hills and the distant silhouette of the Swiss Alps. It's compact, immaculate, and effortlessly chic, a city that runs on chocolate, clocks, and a calm, quiet confidence. Home to global banks and ancient guilds, Zurich perfectly balances old-world tradition with cutting-edge innovation. Getting around is seamless. The tram network glides through the city like clockwork, and trains connect every corner in minutes. But honestly, the best way to feel Zurich's pulse is on foot or by bike. Rent an electric scooter or a classic city bike and cruise along the lakefront paths where locals jog at dawn and sip wine at dusk. Zurich is one of the world's most sustainable cities. Its public transport runs on renewable energy, and the lake water is so pure you can drink straight from the fountains, or even swim in it. In the summer, the whole city becomes an open-air pool. In winter, it glows with fairy tale lights and steaming mugs of rich, malty Overmaltine. Let's start our journey in the Altstadt, Zurich's beautifully preserved old town. Here, narrow cobblestone lanes twist between gilt houses painted in soft pastels, their shutters framing flower boxes bursting with geraniums. The air smells of fresh bread and roasted chestnuts, and church bells chime in perfect harmony. You have to climb the tower of Grossmünster, the twin-towered Romanesque cathedral that defines the skyline. Legend says Charlemagne himself founded it after discovering the graves of Zurich's patron saints right on this spot. From the top, the city unfolds like a postcard, a sea of red rooftops, turquoise water, and mountains stretching out on the horizon. Just across the river stands the Fraumünster Church, famous for its ethereal stained-glass windows created by the artist Marc Chagall. The 5 towering panels bathe the interior in jewel-toned light, turning the serene silence into something almost musical. It's a truly moving experience. Next, let's take a stroll down Bahnhofstrasse, one of the world's most exclusive and luxurious shopping streets. It stretches all the way from the main train station right down to the lake, lined with high-end boutiques, legendary Swiss watchmakers, and the flagship Sprungli confectionery. You absolutely must step inside for a box of their famous Luxemburgerli, delicate macarons that melt like sweet, airy clouds on your tongue. Now, let's make our way to Lindenhof Hill, the very birthplace of Zurich. This quiet, peaceful park sits atop the site of an ancient Roman customs post and a medieval castle. Today you'll find locals playing giant chess under the shade of linden trees, enjoying a view over the river and the old town that feels absolutely timeless. From there we'll continue to the Swiss National Museum, housed in a magnificent fairy tale castle right beside the train station. Inside, Switzerland's entire story unfolds, from prehistoric artifacts to medieval armor, from charming alpine folklore to sleek modern design. The exhibits are incredibly immersive, interactive, and surprisingly playful. Art lovers, you're in for a treat. A visit to the Kunsthaus Zurich is a must. It holds one of Europe's finest collections. Imagine walking through rooms filled with masterpieces by Monet, Picasso, and Van Gogh, then standing before the hauntingly beautiful sculptures of Alberto Giacometti in his dedicated wing. The new Chipperfield extension glows like a lantern at night, its modern lines perfectly complementing the classic building. For a taste of Zurich's playful side, head over to the FIFA World Football Museum. Interactive exhibits let you relive iconic goals, test your own commentary skills, and explore the global passion for the beautiful game. I promise, even if you're not a huge football fan, you will leave smiling. In the summer, The city truly comes alive along the lake. You can rent a paddle boat or do as the locals do and visit one of the baddies. Charming wooden bathhouses built right over the water. Seabad Engje offers yoga at sunrise, saunas at sunset, and even a bar that floats on the lake. Imagine swimming in water so clear you can see the fish darting right below you. For panoramic perfection, take the train up to Uetliberg, Zurich's very own home mountain. The 30-minute ride climbs through lush forests to a viewpoint nearly 3,000 feet above the city. On clear days, the view is unbelievable. You can see the Alps stretching all the way from Germany to France. If you're feeling active, hike the Planet Trail, a scaled model of our solar system that winds beautifully through the woods. Let's venture into the Zurich West District. Once an industrial hub, it's now the city's creative heartbeat. Old warehouses have become stylish lofts, factories have transformed into contemporary art galleries, and the arches of the viaduct now house indie shops and craft breweries. Don't miss the Freitag Tower, a landmark made of stacked shipping containers, or have dinner at Frau Gerold's Garten, a magical rooftop oasis filled with plants and twinkling string lights. And of course, no trip to Zurich is complete without paying homage to its most famous export. At the Lindt home of chocolate, you'll take a multimedia journey that ends at a breathtaking 9-meter-tall chocolate fountain. You can dip wafers into flowing rivers of milk, dark and white chocolate. Be warned, the museum shop is dangerously tempting. Now, let's talk about food. Zurich's culinary scene is refined yet wonderfully approachable. You have to start with Zürcher Geschnetzeltes, tender sliced veal in a creamy mushroom sauce, served with crispy, golden, rusty potatoes. Try it at Kronenhalle, a legendary brasserie where Picasso and Chagall once dined beneath original artworks that still hang on the walls. For a different kind of culinary history, visit Hiltel, the world's oldest vegetarian restaurant, open since 1898. The buffet is a spectacular feast of global flavors, from fragrant Indian curries to hearty Swiss alpine macaroni. Pair your meal with a glass of Fendant, a crisp white wine from the Valais region. Street food also shines here, especially at the Markthalle im Viaduct, where vendors serve everything from delicious raclette burgers to fresh vegan poke bowls. On Wednesdays and Saturdays, the Helvetiaplatz market bursts with local produce, artisanal cheeses, and warm, soft pretzels. We've mentioned Lindt, but the chocolate journey doesn't end there. Visit Lederach for enormous slabs of handcrafted chocolate bark, or Teuscher for their famous champagne truffles, each one wrapped like a tiny, precious gift. Coffee culture thrives here too, at cozy spots like Café Schober, with its decadent rococo interiors and plush velvet chairs. For a dose of nature within the city, escape to the Chinese Garden. It was a gift from Zurich's twin city, Kunming, and it's a perfect pocket of serenity by the lake, with its bamboo groves, koi ponds, and a striking red pagoda. Nearby art and architecture converge at the Pavillon Le Corbusier, a colourful modernist gem right on the lakeshore. It is the last building designed by the legendary architect and is now a museum dedicated to his vibrant vision. If you have an extra day, Zurich is the perfect base for exploring. Take a short 45-minute train ride to Lucerne. There you can cross the iconic Chapel Bridge, climb Mount Pilatus on the world's steepest cogwheel railway, and cruise on the magnificent Lake Lucerne beneath snow-dusted peaks. Another easy escape is Rhine Falls, Europe's largest waterfall. This thunderous cascade is just 20 minutes away by train, and boat rides can take you close enough to feel the spray on your face. Or if you're craving a true alpine adventure, Interlaken and the famous Jungfraujoch are under 3 hours away. You can stand at the top of Europe at over 11,000 feet, where glaciers gleam under an eternal sun. Back in Zurich, a perfect way to end your trip is with a sunset cruise on the lake. As the boat glides through water turned molten gold by the sky, the city's lights begin to twinkle, church spires glow, and the Alps fade into a majestic silhouette. Sip a hot chocolate or a chilled white wine and just soak it all in. Zurich isn't just a city, it's a state of mind. It's the gentle chime of tram bells at dawn, the fresh scent of pine from the surrounding hills, the taste of rich dark chocolate melting slowly on your tongue. It's a beautiful reminder that life can be precise, pristine, and profoundly peaceful. When you leave, you'll carry its clarity with you, because once you've felt Zurich's quiet rhythm, you'll understand why it's not just a destination, it's a masterpiece of balance. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this trip to Zurich, please give this video a like and subscribe for more adventures. We'll see you next time.